everybody, what's going on? Time for the weekend wrap here. Regionals are over, and as we've talked about the entire playoffs, you just can't predict who's going to be still alive on Monday. I've got a lot, I even took some notes today, a lot to talk about what took place this past weekend. And we do want to invite you to let you know that, the radio show is not over. Normally when we've been doing it the last 5 years together, the radio show's over by about week 10,
sure.
At this point, week 11. But we are through the state finals. So this weekend, this Friday night, we're going to do a preview for the state semifinals.
Right, which all the semis are Saturday.
Yes, so we'll be Friday night from 10 to midnight on 105.1, Detroit Sports 105.1. If you're watching this somewhere else in the state, you can download the app, or you can just go online and listen to the live stream at DetroitSports1051.com. And we're going to preview it all. So we'll have some special guests, we'll have some coaches call in, we'll talk to some players. It'll be a fun, good hour of discussion. All right, let's move on.
I might get Kyle Thomas on from Wall Lake Western. That would be a good one.
That would be a good one. All right, let's talk about, first off, Romeo and Detroit Catholic Central. We both took Romeo to beat Detroit Catholic Central.
The bandwagon was still within our reach to jump on.
Yes, because we had bet against them twice before. And so
he bet on them. I just picked against them.
Well, whatever. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen again. That's the bottom line.
They're the real deal.
They're the real deal. 40-29, they win.
I've seen Catholic Central play. I knew they're a good team, but one of the reasons I picked Romeo, because I thought Catholic Central was just too young for this game. And there's no offense to them, but they have a lot of youth. They have a freshman quarterback. They have an underclassman all in the backfield. I think they're a year away, and this is Romeo's year. Yeah,
49 points against Nova the week before CC had done, but they gave up 35. Quarterback Paul Hurley for Romeo did a nice job of finishing drives. Bongiorno and Heimbuck making plays. Just want to send, before we go...
They have the all-ethnic team.
Yeah, they sure do.
And you name it, they got it.
And I don't know if we've named their defensive line yet, but...
the midgets.
He said that, not me.
The very strong midgets.
Okay, that's so politically incorrect. I don't even want to begin there, but that's all right. That's Tommy's old school.
They're small.
It's all good. It's all good. He doesn't get it. No, the bottom line is Romeo has got a great shot moving forward, but I do want to send out a shout out just because when you see guys end their career, because CC's season is over, I want to send a shout out to Alex Bach.
Boy, he really made our highlight films this year, do you think?
He has. And, just when you see guys who are special like that, the whole Bach family, it was his brother before him, 92-yard kickoff return for a TD. That was special, especially at the moment in that game. Right. And then he had a 73-yard touchdown catch. It's just fun to kind of recognize those guys and say, hey, man, thanks, good luck.
Yeah, he was their game breaker this year. He really performed well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Muskegon at Lowell. You liked Lowell. I thought Muskegon would pull it out. I was wrong. They win 36-7.
Well, Shane Fairfield was not a happy man after that game, the coach at Muskegon. He was not pleased with the field conditions. He felt that they were just deplorable as far as playing a regional final on. But be that as it may, 36-7 is 36-7.
It is.
So I'm not sure the field conditions had a whole lot to do with the final outcome, but it might have been closer had it been played on turf. But those things happen, If you saw the highlights, I think they struck often in the air, and that's what Lowell's doing this year is throwing the ball. I mean, if you've seen Lowell teams from the past, Noel Dean loves to run that ball, that midline, bam, have the quarterback follow the fullback into the line, or sometimes pitch it on a reverse. This time they're just pitching it deep. Stevens, their quarterback, had an outstanding game. I saw them play against Wall Lake Western in the first game of the year. He threw for 475 in that opener, and he hasn't stopped.
Yeah, they also did get it done on the ground. Derek Massey, you talk about short-statured players or whatever. Especially when it comes to compared against Muskegon, he's not a tall guy.
No.
But he ran for 2 scores, and he was just making plays left and right. I mean, they led 23-0 at halftime.
Yes. It was pretty much a done deal. Muskegon couldn't get anything going. They failed on a few fourth down conversion attempts. So, field conditions, fourth down conversions. Look, Lowell won the game.
They did.
And I think that's going to be one heck of a game this week, too.
Absolutely. It's going to be our main event on State Champs next Sunday at 9 on Fox Sports Detroit, Muskegon. Wall Lake Western and Lowell.
The rematch.
And that will be at Alma College. Ben will be there, so if you see a red-headed guy walking around with the cameraman,
he'll have a hat on. You won't see the red hair.
Give him a step. Well, you'll see the beard. You'll see the beard.
Fear the beard.
Okay. Orchard Lake beat up on St. John's. We thought maybe coming in this might be more competitive. I know.
It was 42-7 at halftime. St. Mary's.
I did say at the end that I felt Orchard Lake would roll.
Yeah.
I just said this might be their most competitive matchup, which isn't saying much.
No. And it's funny, St. John scored in the first half on a pass play, which I didn't even think they could throw the ball.
56-14 was the final.
This is too much.
280 yards in the first half, and it was over.
Yeah.
Just like that. Justin Myrick, Brendan Tabone, nice pass to KJ Hamler, and that. Rashawn Allen with 2 scores. Really stretching the field, spreading it out. They can beat you in so many ways.
Right. They love to run the ball, but you got to respect the long pass on that team.
No question about it. King versus East English Village. Now you thought...
Where was the offense in this game?
Yeah, you thought perhaps King would win by more than just a touchdown, which they did, 26-12.
But it was the defense.
It was the defense.
2 scores on defense.
Lavert Hill and Armani Posey with interceptions for touchdowns. Donnie Touchdown caught a TD pass for King. And Petaway had a 40-yard rumble for 6 in that one. East English only able to muster 100 yards in total offense in the game.
Again, King's defense. That's the one constant all season long for King. You know, their offense has been kind of up and down wherever they're going with it. But the defense, from day one when they beat De La Salle 12-10 at Wayne State, they've played well all year.
Yeah.
So that's why
they're number one in the state.
That's why I picked them to win the state championship.
Because what is it? Defense wins championships. There's no question about it.
If you don't gain any yards, your defense is going to get tired because your offense can't move the ball.
Right, and we obviously feel that they're going to win next week or this week. And
Livonia Franklin. It's a different ball game, you know.
Good for Franklin to be there.
Franklin playing basketball on the turf, trying to score as many points as they can.
Right, and they hadn't been there in a long time. You got nothing to lose, and sometimes when you got nothing to lose is when you got everything to gain.
Absolutely.
But I think even if we're getting a Lowell or a Walled Lake Western, I still think King at Ford Field, perfect conditions.
Yes. Home field advantage.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get to that later. Zeeland West was tearing everybody up this season, including the team that they had played already, which was Unity Christian.
Right.
They only win 28-21. Unity Christian actually led the game at halftime, 7-6.
Right, and they came back West 14-6, and they actually had a 2-touchdown lead at the end, but Christian came back. But you have to realize that a few weeks ago they won this game against Unity 42-6. So you got to believe those kids are thinking, oh, it's the same stuff. So Unity, they must have done something different. I know they had to play a whole lot better that first half. And sometimes maybe they took some 4th down plays away from West. You know, maybe, because West will do that. They'll go for it on 4th down with their offense. I don't know. You can look at this game 2 ways. One, are they human now, Zeeland West, as far as being beatable in Division 4? Or is this a game that says, oh my gosh, we got to take every game seriously. This was the one we snuck by.
That was the scare.
Right, this is the one we snuck by with. Now we got to get back to reality.
Yeah, and giving credit to where credit is due. When they needed the big plays, it was the running back Dakota Gearing, a couple big plays, big long touchdowns, and they were able to get it done. Ida took on Buchanan. This was the battle of undefeated teams in the southernmost area of the Mitten. You took Ida. I took Buchanan. Ida wins 43-20. Bruce Vineyard, I want to give a shout out quick, looked really good for Buchanan early, had a 55-yard touchdown. I think could be one of our plays of the year, just in terms of keeping his balance, staying up down the sideline, breaking tackles and doing that. But the Ida QB, David Kolakowski, anyway, he did a great job running the offense. They had possession for 33 minutes of the game.
I saw that. I mean, how can you win a game if you don't have the ball? So, you know, the Blue Streaks are going to play River Rouge, which, you know, River Rouge
we're going to talk about next.
Playing great. Yeah, let's go to Rouge.
Yeah, no doubt. You picked Algonac to beat River Rouge. You couldn't have been more wrong.
I know.
There's no question about it.
It was close early. It was 13-12 Algonac, and then Rouge scored late in the first half, 18-13.
What was the final?
Yeah, too much to too little.
25.
Talking to Corey Parker, he saw the big play in that game was first name is Aaron. I can't remember the kid's last name, but he stripped the ball. It was a 1-score game. They set up their second, or make it a 2-score game. He says that kind of turned the whole thing around.
Antoine Burgess, 6 touchdowns.
Out
of the Wildcats.
Yeah, he's something else. 6 foot, 180 pound quarterback.
Great vision too. You know, he's just kind of picks his spots, and he's really great at reversing his field. If you want to watch the highlights on our YouTube
Corey
page right
was
now.
just heaping praise upon him because he was on the JV as a freshman, came to varsity as a sophomore, and made a lot of mistakes as normally you do your first year there. But he's really run that offense well. It's the single wing, which not too many people run. Menominee runs it. Ithaca used to run it when they had Jim Ahern, who's over at Lansing Catholic now, but very few teams run this, but it's working.
Absolutely.
And it's the running game, really, that makes it go for Rouge.
Yeah, all right, a couple more here real quick. Canton beating Saline. You predicted Saline. You said maybe they had got their scare already, and that was their wake-up call. 27-7, they lose this one. Canton gains 375 yards on the night. Not a surprise, considering what they've been doing.
No, I don't know if there was a surprise offensively.
Junior Marcus Sanders, 2,000 rushing yards on the year now.
Yeah, he's going to be a Mr. Football candidate. We'll get that out right away for next year. But what surprised me was Canton's defense, holding Saline to like 0 for the first half. I mean, I think they finally got past the 0 mark late in the first half.
Yeah.
But to hold Josh Jackson and that, they were scoring, 30, 40 points a game, Saline. But if you looked in the playoffs, they had a little trouble with Monroe in the first round. Second round, they obviously had a lot of trouble against Ann Arbor Pioneer. And this one, it just got to them. I think, Canton had the ball so many times. Saline failed on 2 fourth-down conversions in the first half, obviously not getting any points there. So, congratulations to Tim Beckler. One game away from getting to the finals for the second time.
And what I like about Canton, especially on the offensive side, is their depth.
Yes.
They scored with 5 different players.
That's very
in this
typical
game.
of him.
Yeah, it is typical, and that just means should someone maybe get hurt or get dinged up, whatever, they've got another guy who's going to step right in and
what
carry
he
the
does
load.
sometimes, Tim, is he uses his backs on defense. So if he tries to give them rest one way or another, so he needs that depth at running back to have them be efficient on defense.
Yeah.
So that's a great staff there, by the way. They're playing very well.
They really are. How about Powers beating Richmond the way they did? Talking about Flint
Well,
Powers.
it was close.
28-7.
Yeah, they pulled away at the end.
Yep.
I think Powers, I said that last week. Because, watch out for Powers because they've really come on. They kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Quarterback Noah Sargent. Very
28-7. So now they got Country Day, which they had a tough match on Saturday.
It's been 4 years since Powers has had regional success, and if you remember, they were in Division 5 then, and they went on to beat Lansing Catholic for the state championship.
I remember that.
So this might be a team that might be destined to do that. We'll see. Country Day will be a great opponent for them.
Sure, that'll be a tough game.
That'll be a tough game. Finally, it's a great basketball game every year.
That
we
would
talked
be good.
about that. Finally,
Until recently.
Yeah, right. Finally in Division 5, Ithaca beats Lanesburg 34-10. Jake Smith.
Yes, another Smith.
Getting it done for the Jackets.
Saw some of the highlights there. He looks like his older brother.
135 yards on the ground, 2 scores, threw a couple of touchdown passes, really giving Travis. There was that talk when Travis was a senior that, look out, his brother might be better.
Yeah, we had a chance to meet him when we presented Travis the
Mr.
trophy,
Football,
and we got to meet his younger brother. And Hesbrook was saying, "Yep, that's the next one right there."
Yeah, right. And here he is. And the way they look right now, boy, you got to consider them to be one of the favorites.
Well, 6 was, I said before the playoff started, was the toughest one to pick, and I still think it's that way. Even though Ithaca has had an easy road, Lanesburg was not a great opponent. I actually thought it would be even more. I think I picked them by more than 24 to win. But be that as it may, they're in the semifinals where they were predicted to be.
Absolutely. So we're expecting a fantastic Saturday semifinal coming up. We've got other state finals going on with volleyball and with swimming. So there's a lot happening this weekend. Try and get out and check out a football game. There's games all over the state. They kind of judge them on halfway in between each school if they can.
Yeah, they try to do their best.
Yeah, but there's some good sites for some great games. It's going to be cold, so make sure you button up.
Yeah, it's not going to be a nice day Saturday.
It's not like it is right now. All right, we'll be back in a couple days for the preview.